break. Now back to work. Okay, if I want to multiply a 2 by 3 with a 3 by 5, can we do that?
Yes.
Yes.
Everything's scary stuff. Please stop working.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not kidding. I get scared.
Okay, so we can multiply because when we look at these sizes, if the middle numbers are the same, you can multiply. What will be the size of our final matrix? A 2 by 5. Now let me ask you a question. If I flip the order and I put my 3 by 5 first and my 2 by 3 second, could you multiply them? No. In that case, you would just tell me no solution if I asked you to do it in that order. So the order is very, very important when we go to multiply these.
Would the answer still be no solution?
You could leave off the inconsistent. Okay, let's actually look at one then. Okay, so first of all, we need to check if we can multiply these. What's the size of the first one? What's the size of the second one? So can we multiply them? Yes, the middle numbers match, so we can multiply them. What will be the size of my final answer? 2 by 4. I am going to write out everything for the first couple examples, so I'm going to leave myself plenty of space. It's a 2 by 4, so 2 rows, 4 columns. Okay. When you do this, you multiply a row by a column. So if I'm looking the very first number, this is row 1, column 1, right? So we have to take row 1 times column 1 in our matrix. So row 1 times column 1. So we do 2 times 2, which is 4. 4 times 4, 16, and -1 times -3, which is 3. I will add those together in a minute. I'm just taking the time to actually show you where all my numbers are coming from right now. Okay. Hope not. Next we have row 1, column 2. So you take row 1 times column 2. So 2 times 5, 4 times 8, -1 times 1.
But what do you think one times?
-1 times 1.
Times on.
Yes. So the next one I need is row 1, column 3. So you take the row 1 times our column 3. So 2 times 1 is 2. 4 times 0 is 0. -1 times -2 is positive 2. Last, we have row 1, column 4. So row 1 times column 4. 2 times 4. 4 times 6. -1 times -1. Okay. So far, so good? So next, we need row 2, column 1. So row 2 times column 1. 5 times 2 is 10. 8 times 4, 32. 0 times -3 2, column 2. So 5 times 5 is 25. 8 times 8 is 64. 0 times 1 is 0. Row 2, column 3. So 5 times 1 is 5. 8 times 0 is 0. 0 times negative 2 is 0. And last, row 2, column 4. So 5 times 4 is 20. 8 times 6 is 48. And 0 times 1 is 0. So then our final matrix, we're just going to go ahead and add those numbers. So we get 23, 41, 4, 33, 42, 89, 5, and 68.
So is this kind of like foiling?
It's not even really foiling, but you just take, we multiply a row and a column at a time, and when you do that, you multiply, like if I wanted to do these two, you multiply the corresponding numbers. So
Okay.
5 and 4, the 8 and 6, the 0 and negative 1, then you add all those together. Other questions?
So is that our answer?
That is our final answer, yeah. Done?
That's all we're doing, this is the hardest thing.
Yep, that's it.
Oh, it seems pretty
Good. Okay. Let's try another one again.
We can save water from the air.
Well, you know what's really concerning is I have actually had like puddles of water on my desk before, and they've never been able to figure out where they came from. But that sounds really loud, right there. Yeah. Maybe I'm just gonna.
Can we open up the
I think we should do our work outside.
Yeah, yeah. I will stand right here and teach, and I'll just open the window and stand right here, you guys.
That sounds like
I
really?
like that idea.
Okay. So let's look at this one. So first we need to check if we can multiply them. So the size of the first, 2 by 2. Size of the second, 2 by 4. So can we multiply? Yes. What will be the size of our final answer? 2 by 4. So since these twos match, we can multiply. Our final answer is that size, so 2 by 4. Okay, so we multiply rows by columns. So this is the number in row 1, column 1, so you take row 1 times column 1. 2 times 2 is 4, negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Row 1, column 2. So 2 times 1 is 2. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. Okay, row 1, column 3. So 2 times 4 is 8. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. And row 1, column 4, 2 times 6 is 12. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Moving on, next we have row 2, column 1. So that would be 2 plus 0. Row 2, column 2. 1 times 1 would be 1. 0 times 1 is 0. Row 2, column 3. We get 4, 0. And row 2, column 4, you get 6 and 0. So final answer would be negative 2, 4, 2, 8, 0.2146. Is that okay? I would like for you guys to try one so we can make sure that we know what we're doing. Here is your problem. Okay, size of the first one is 2 by 3. Second one is 3 by 2. So we can multiply. Final answer will be a 2 by 2. So you take row times column. So 1 times 1, 2 times negative 1, 3 times 2. Row 1, column 2, 1 times 2, 2 times 0, 3 times 4. Row 2, column 1, so 0 times 1, negative 1 times 1, 4 times 2. In row 2, column 2, we get 0, 0, 16. So final answer should be 5, 14, 9, 16. Is this good?
Yeah, definitely just wrote the answer down.
Oh, that would do it. Let me ask you one question. Let's say I gave you what's the size of the first one? Second one? So these numbers don't match, so you tell me no solution. Okay. That's all I have for today. So 2 things that I need from you.